What's up, everyone? We're going to be going to the best WNBA player props on PrizePicks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 21 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're in a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,500 just yesterday, and another member who won $220 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Sandwas here who said thank you, and also shouts out to Kiss Splash who said everyone is a great player. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you could be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. When it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So this one's a fantastic one for actually Chelsea Gray for points and assists. So this one's a combo one for 16.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Chelsea Gray, we have actually seen her go in the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, you see on September 15th, faced off against Seattle, had 11 points and assists there, or P&A. On September 17th, faced off against Seattle, had a 16 P&A, then 20 P&A against Seattle again on September 19th. So, obviously, these are all, playoff series. Then, moving on into this series that they are in right now, September 22nd, game 1 against Indiana, had a 17 PA, then 16 P&A against Indiana Fever on September 24th. So as we mentioned before, we actually have seen Chelsea Gray go on the under in 3 out of the last 5. But on top of that, we also have seen that her average over the last 5 is actually 16. So, slightly below this line there. Now, we do know Las Vegas Aces find themselves in a very good matchup against none other than actually Indiana Fever. And it is definitely going to be an exciting game between both of these teams. Now, obviously with this series, we are actually seeing that the series is tied up 1-1. So this is a very crucial game, and both teams are definitely looking to try to get the win coming into this next matchup. Now, looking at where both these teams do actually stand, starting off with the Aces, we did know during the regular season they did come in at the 2nd spot in the WNBA, but on top of that, also at the 2nd spot in the actual Western Conference. Now, they actually had a record of 30 wins, 14 losses. That's a 68.2% win percentage, and on top of that, they also were 17-5 from home, 13-9 from away, and also finished off the season with a 16-game win streak. Yes, you heard that right. 16-game win streak. So it was honestly insane from none other than the Aces in that kind of second half of the season. They definitely did push very well, and they were able to get that 2nd spot. And I face off against Indiana Fever, where Fever have definitely experienced some sort of injuries, especially with Caitlin Clark out, but they have been able to secure themselves during the regular season a 6th spot in the WNBA, but a 3rd spot in the Eastern Conference. Now, when we look at Indiana Fever, we did know that they actually had a record of 24 wins, 20 losses. That's a 54.5% win percentage, and on top of that, they are 13-9 from home, 11-11 from away, and are currently, or did finish off the season, with a 3-game win streak. So, when it came to Indiana Fever, they definitely did a fantastic job despite the injuries that they did face off against. So they were able to definitely get the job done. Now, when it comes to this matchup, we do know that Chelsea Gray and the Las Vegas Aces face off against Fever. But when it comes to also Fever, we did know that they had a really tough round 1. Las Vegas Aces were able to also get round 1 done, and now they find themselves facing off against each other. Now, this is a points and assist, and we do like the under. Now, when we look at Indiana Fever defensively, we do know that Fever actually rank 8th when it comes to points allowed, and when it comes to assists allowed, we actually do know Indiana Fever rank 4th. So, they actually rank very high in that assist category, a little bit lower in points, but the reason why we still do like the under for this situation here is that when we look at Indiana Fever, we actually actually do see that they do a fantastic job at restricting points and assists to Chelsea Gray's position. So she does play that guard position, and we definitely have seen Chelsea Gray actually do a very, very, good job throughout the regular season, no doubt about it. But Fever, especially in this playoff series, have definitely done a fantastic job at focusing on someone like Chelsea Gray, restricting her as much as they can, and they definitely did show that in their most recent game. So she did only have 16 PNA, but on top of that, in game 1 on September 22nd, only had 17 PNA, so only 0.5 more. So that's why coming into this next one, we do very, very much like the under for this one. So definitely keep an eye out for someone like Chelsea Gray coming into this one. So Chelsea Gray, 16.5 points and assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than Kelsey Mitchell. Now, as I do also need to mention that obviously it is playoffs, so there are only, 2 games on for today. So some of the picks may actually have some sort of overlap between each other. So just to let you know about that. But this one is actually for Kelsey Mitchell from the other side of this matchup for 3.5 assists. And this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Kelsey Mitchell, we actually have seen her go on the under in actually 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at her last 5 games, you see on September 15th, faced off against Atlanta, actually had 4 assists there. Then September 17th, faced off against Atlanta, had 4 assists in that matchup. September 19th, faced off against Atlanta, had 1 assist. 3 assists against Las Vegas Aces on September 22nd, and September 24th faced off against the Aces and had 5 assists there. So we have actually seen Kelsey Mitchell go on the under in actually 2 out of the last 5, as we've mentioned, and her average over the last 5 is also 3.4. So it's definitely been an interesting one coming into this. Now, looking at someone like Kelsey Mitchell, we definitely have seen her do a fantastic job throughout the regular season, but on top of anything else, what we also do see when it comes to actually Kelsey Mitchell is that we do actually see that, Indiana face off against the Aces. Now, just to, reiterate again when it comes to both of these teams and where they did actually rank. Now, first of all, the matchup and the series, we do find themselves both tied 1-1 in the series. So a very, very crucial game coming into this game 3. But looking at Indiana, we do know Fever do actually have the 6th spot in the WNBA, a record of 24 wins, 20 losses. However, over the last 10 games, or last 10 games of the regular season, they actually finished off the season with a 6-4 record in the last 10. So definitely did pretty, mediocre in that sense. Definitely a little bit more on the winning side, but nothing really too crazy to show for it. And the Aces on the other side, we do know they came in at the 2nd spot in the WNBA, 2nd in the Western Conference. They actually had a record of 30 wins, 14 losses. However, over the last 10 games, actually had a record, over the last 10 games of the regular season, had a record of 10 wins and 0 losses. So they actually went perfect. And as we mentioned before, they did actually finish off the season with a 16-game win streak, which was insane to see. And because of that, we definitely see it having a huge effect here on why we do very, very much like the under for this situation. Now, for someone like Kelsey Mitchell and also Indiana facing off against Aces, looking at Aces defensively, we do know Aces do actually rank when it comes to, assist allow. We see that they rank 9th. So they did actually rank 9th when it actually came to, Las Vegas Aces throughout the regular season. However, as I mentioned before, Las Vegas Aces have actually really turned things around, I would say just later mid part of the season, because like I mentioned before, they did finish off the season with a 16-game win streak, and during those 16 wins, we actually found that Aces rank 3rd when it comes to assist allowed. So, as I mentioned, they had a poor start to the season. Their defense definitely wasn't there, but as they have been able to turn it up over the last 15 games of the regular season, we actually saw their defense improve drastically, and I do believe that's probably where it started. As I've always mentioned, defense wins championships, and that's why, we definitely did see the under, or are going to see the under for someone like Kelsey Mitchell coming into this matchup, due to the fact that Aces defense that they now do have is definitely going to be a big problem for Kelsey. Now, what we also do know, Kelsey does play a position of the guard, and when it comes to that position, we are definitely expecting the under, as Aces also do a fantastic job at restricting assists to that position as well. So that one definitely works out in our favor. We definitely do very, very much like the under for this one, and we definitely see someone like Kelsey Mitchell going on the under here. So when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have our favorite for the under as well. So Kelsey Mitchell, 3.5 assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than actually Aliyah Boston. So as I mentioned before, a lot of the picks are from the same game, but this one is still a great one. And this one's actually a combo one for points and rebounds. So as I mentioned before, the combos we definitely haven't had in a while, but now we are seeing a lot of value for points and rebounds. Aliyah Boston, 22.5. And this one actually is for less. Now looking at Aliyah Boston, we actually have seen her go in the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now looking at those 5 games, we see on September 15th, faced off against Atlanta, had 20 PNR there. Then had on September 17th, faced off against Atlanta in game 2, had a 20 PR, then a 26 PR against Atlanta on September 19th. September 22nd, faced off against the Aces, had 17 PR there, and then a PNR of 23 against the Aces on September 24th. So we definitely have seen Aliyah Boston do a fantastic job over the last couple of games, but what we also have seen on top of that is that when we look at Aliyah Boston, we also have seen her go, pretty poorly in some of these matchups, which is why her average over the last 5 is 21.2 as we've mentioned, and then now Indiana face off against the Las Vegas Aces. Now, I don't think I really need to mention the rankings again. We do know where both these teams do rank, but getting straight into Las Vegas Aces defensively, we do know Las Vegas Aces, when it actually came to the regular season, we did see Aces come in at the 7th spot when it came to points allowed, and then rebounds allowed. We also saw the Aces rank 9th. So, they don't actually rank too well overall during the regular season. However, when we look more in depth, when we also look at Las Vegas Aces over the last 15 games, because as I mentioned with the last pick as well, we definitely did see a different side of Aces, during that second half of the season. Their defense improved drastically, and we actually found them rank very, very high when it comes to restricting, points and also rebounds, in the later half of the season. So we are expecting that sort of Las Vegas Aces to come out and play. When it comes to what they have done so far, they've definitely been able to pull it together and really sort something out defensive strategy wise, offensive strategy wise, and that's why coming into this one we do very, very much like the under for this one. So I definitely would keep an eye out for this pick. I see a lot of value there due to the fact that when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have them favored for the under as well. So Aliyah Boston, 22.5 points and rebounds for less, I think is a fantastic pick.